Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Talkin Kop for this Sunday night. I'm Gav, and with me, as usual, is Keith, is Emmet, and is Seany. Liverpool have gone top of the league in the Premier League with a 2-1 win away to Crystal Palace. Other results around us, namely Arsenal getting beaten on Aston Villa, allowed us to go top. And the lads done an excellent show yesterday after the game. Going through every incident in it. So we will just stick to some players, how we feel, looking forward to stuff coming up in the next 2 weeks, right up to the 23rd of December. And anything else comes up in the chat, yeah, let us know. So, let me start. Emma, how are you? The moustache didn't last very long. You said you were keeping it. You made this big bold statement last week. But that's gone. But how are you feeling? Liverpool top of the league.
I told you, excellent. But in terms of the tash, and you kept referring to it this week, I was up for an award in work. Yeah. And I thought, if I win this, I'm going to have to get my photograph taken. And I don't want it to be in the annals of history with me with a big sweeting brush on my lips. So I said, I better take it off.
When did you get the award?
Well, no, he didn't.
No, I didn't get it.
I done him a disservice because
why you shaved the fucking tash off then?
No, because he was worried. He was worried. But I did do a bit of a disservice during the week when you absolutely lashed back at me, very aggressive. You were when I said Emmett's up for his employee of the month thing, and he's up against this girl, and you swiped back at me and went, excuse me, it's inspirational leader of the year. And I was like, right, okay, still lost anyway, so go fuck yourself. Anyway, but how are you feeling other than that, other than the devastating defeat in the inspirational manager of the year award?
Yeah, no, it's the taking part that counts. You know, I got a nomination. That's the main thing.
Okay, yeah.
You get a medal.
I get a few quid as well, so that'll always help.
Should I do it when you come up on screen? It should just flash up going inspirational manager of the year nominee 2023. A bit like Richie Sadlier when he's on RTA and it's like played for Millwall. Should we do something like that?
It's the best nomination I've had since Tala Person of the Year 2018 and 2019.
Oh my
God! Double, love it.
Yeah, didn't win that either.
Now, like you
still don't know who nominated me.
You just got nominated. Okay, this is amazing. But listen, how are you feeling?
No, I'm good. Yeah,
okay,
happy. Right. Yeah, little bit. I know I texted you earlier on. The shower door broke, came off the rail. I don't know whether you have one of these that runs along a rail.
Yeah,
and I was standing in the shower, fully clothed this morning. Yeah, and the tap is a lift up tap to turn it on, and it got caught in the waistband of me tracksuit bottoms, and I didn't realise that when I was leaning forward trying to screw this thing in, I was pulling the tap on and off as I was going backwards and forwards. Didn't realise that it was too late. I was absolutely soaking.
Okay.
I was wearing a fleece.
You're not going to be plumber of the year either.
No.
Third place.
No, come here. I'm well known for not being a very, very handy man. I'm on computers and Excel and stuff like that. And Gav will tell you, even on Excel, I'm not that great.
Yeah, the Excel can get a bit fucking ropey, in fairness. Seany, how are you feeling? Have you had any incidents in the shower? Have you been nominated for anything? Or are you just normal, unlike the other fella?
Oh, I was up for award with my job, the 2023 Excel User of the Year.
Yeah, right. Yeah. How did you get on? Did you get beaten by Maeve as well?
No, I won it 3rd year in a row.
You're like the Phil Taylor of the Excel spreadsheet.
It's being named after me now. It's being named after me now next year.
The inaugural Sean Lawson Excel spreadsheet award.
It's like the Vince Lombardi in the NFL.
Okay. The Ashes. It's like the Ashes. Right.
The Seany Lawson V Lookup Award of the Year.
And come here, and what did you win for, Seany?
Just pride, just an enormous sense of pride in myself again. Just 3 years in a row.
Do you feel a monetary gain?
Do you feel that when when this award comes around, it must be obviously early December when this comes around. Do you feel the pride kind of wearing away late November, and you just feel like you need that boost?
Yeah, sometimes it just comes around. Look, when the formulas aren't formulating and the pivot tables aren't pivoting, sometimes you just need something to lift you up and carry you through. It just happens every year. Just want to thank the big man upstairs for making it happen as well.
All right, relax there, Katie Taylor, will you?
I'm still waiting on my trophies. I haven't got ordered them yet, but I'm waiting on.
Do you know what you should say? You should say, listen, if you haven't ordered them trophies yet, can you get me belts? Right? Just go around town with 3 belts on.
I want them. I'm gonna get them. They're gonna be 3 big sovereign rings with the XL symbol on them, like Super Bowl.
Yeah, 21, 22, and 23.
Tom Brady going around.
And in about 15 years, I'll be in, that pawn show in Vegas. That pawn show that's beyond the telly. And I go into your man, Rick, is it? And I say to him, listen, I've 3 Seany Lawson winners rings here. How much can I get for them? But anyway, well done. Unlucky, Emma. Well done, Seany. 3rd year in a row. Keith, have you been nominated for anything?
No. But I've just sent a text message to my boss there asking, can you put me on a beginner's course for Excel? Because I feel a bit left out here. I'm laughing along with the VLOOKUP and the pivots and all that.
Skills.
Hold on.
I'm an
There
empty
you go,
vessel.
it's not about the trophies, it's about influence at the end of the day. And if 1 or 2 kids pick up Excel after this, then who's the real winner here? Let's be honest.
Do you know what, Seany? I reckon if you'd have won this third one a year ago, you would have moved into Melwood, like an academy, an XL academy. The women wouldn't be there. It'd be the Sean Lawson XL Academy, Melwood, Liverpool. But there you go.
Is it like the NBA MVP? You know the way if a player wins it twice in a row, it doesn't matter if he's the best player in the world. Like Giannis won 2 MVPs, and then the 3rd year he was fucking great, and they didn't give it to him because they talk about voting fatigue. Is that why you're on 2 still? Do you think is that someone else that's gonna probably get in and nip one on you undeservedly?
No, well, the little bastard I was trying to come in trying to take it off me, but I just sent them a few dodgy copy and paste formulas there that fucked them up. Self-sabotage. Look, it's all about me at the end of the day. Look, enough about me being the triple champ. Can we get on talking about the Reds, please?
Yeah, no, but you started it. You could have just said, no, and Grand Gav. Move on.
Excel role model of the year.
Keith's on his boss's back now at 10:10 on a Sunday going, any chance of an Excel course there? Keith's Googling Foss on the Ballymun Road to see if he can get a course. Anyway, I could do this for an hour, but listen, we do have to get into the Reds before we upset the champ over there. So here we go.
Sorry. Before we go any further, it's the champ to you, all right?
Oh yeah, the champ,
Mr.
the champ cute. Right. Anyway, Seany, go on. I'll start with you. Top of the league, and Jurgen Klopp said, I told the lads after that it's a long time since I've seen a team play as bad for 76 minutes and still manage to win a game. Look, we've spoken, Seany, about get the 3 points. 3 points on the board matters. Forget performances, but you have to be a little bit concerned on the performance, Seany. No? Are you just happy with the 3 and move on?
No. Look, I've been parroting it for weeks, and I do think it's like I say it all the time. It's results like time this time of year, but like results won't normally come after performances like that. And I think not necessarily got away with one. I think the game did turn on the decisions, and we kind of pulled it out of fire a little bit. But yeah, I would be concerned. Like, I'm just, the annoying thing is for me, Gavin, and like not that I'm some fucking genius tactician. The issues for me are glaringly obvious with this. I think that the system thing is a lot of bollocks at the moment. I don't know what we're trying with this Trent joke. I really don't. It's doing me head in. It's killing his game. It's killing Szoboszlai's game. It's hampering us massively, I think. And look, credit to him. I thought Joe Gomez was brilliant in the second half yesterday, in terms of getting up there and getting balls into the box and just being like a real throwback, right back sort of like. Yeah. And he's been good. And in fairness, it was a good performance from him. But I really hope this fucking just put Trent at right back and stop this bollocks of trying to move him around, because he's not able to play midfield. And I'm sorry, if you think he is, you don't know anything about football. Because I was watching it yesterday, and he doesn't know when to turn on the ball. His body shape is not the correct shape if you're a midfield player collecting the ball in the middle of the park. And it's nothing against Trent. He's played all of his senior football at right back. He's a brilliant set of skills and a brilliant pass range, but doesn't make there's so much more to playing in a 6 in midfield, or even an 8, and even a 10. I don't just fucking leave him where he is and let him affect games from there. He was totally ineffective yesterday. He was completely marked out of the game. They're trampling all over each other in the middle of the park. It was a load of bollocks. It was an absolute shocking performance. And again, we're getting away with it by putting points on the board. And again, another one, dawned on me. I love the fella to death. Darwin Núñez stinking yesterday. Shy. And then someone pointed it out to me. People saying he's doing all right and he's been okay. It's December. He's 4 league goals and he got 2 of them at Newcastle. So he needs to up his numbers. Gakpo needs to up his numbers. Luis Diaz needs to improve. I think probably 9 out of 11 players yesterday who started the game can massively improve. I think Van Dijk was brilliant and Allison was brilliant, and then Harvey Elliott changes the game when he comes on. But we're all making these remarks and we're top of the pops. So, it's not fucking. I don't mean to be inherently negative, but they do need a bit of a rocker. We need a big performance, not a statement performance, but we need to just fucking show here. We're top, and this is why we're top. We're getting the job done now, and it's great and all, but I have to say, a painful watch yesterday for 76 minutes, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, it was. Ravinder agrees with you with a super chat, $4.99. He says, love to you all. He said, please excuse the slight negative comment, but Núñez and Diaz just aren't it for me to go all the way. I hope I'm wrong. What do you think? Well, Seany just told you what he thinks in respect to how their form is at the moment. Look, before I go on to Emmet and Keith, right? My thing on that game yesterday was I felt much more comfortable in the Sheffield United game because we were nullifying Sheffield United without an issue. We were just looking for an extra pass. Yesterday, it was an awful lot of possession again. I think we ended up with 74% possession in the game overall. But it wasn't that we were looking for the extra pass. We couldn't get the forward players into the game at all. You know, Diaz gets your man Ward booked, doesn't he? And then we just don't go near Diaz. It's like, just keep giving him the ball. He's booked. And even if he's not going to get a second yellow, he's going to give you room. And we just don't... I know we keep banging on about it. It's just like we turn up and go, we'll just win this game. Do you know what I mean? And I don't mind us turning up and doing that if we're going to put in X amount of effort and be completely clean at the back in what we're doing. But we're not. And I'm okay to let it slide for the moment, but I'm 100% with you, Seany. I think we need a performance where people go, that's what Liverpool are trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. There's an intensity from start to finish, or start to 70, but you're 3-0 up. And we go, that's exactly what we're looking for. And we can argue all day over the trend stuff and where he should be. I agree. I think he should be at right back. I think it is stunting other people, and it's probably hampering the way our midfielders are getting involved and trying to supply the attackers. That's where I am on it. But as you said, we're top. I don't think we've got out with second gear. I'm going to be honest with you. I genuinely don't think we've got out with second gear. We're top of the league. I think one of the lads on the show made a brilliant point yesterday. When you look at Endo and you look at Szoboszlai, they're both players that, not so much Endo, he hasn't been much, but Szoboszlai looks to me like he could do with a little bit of a rest. Right? Now we'll get one in this week, but he's used to this 3-4 weeks off in Germany around this time of year, and I think it will help him in the new year when we get that little bit of a break. But all things considered, definitely we need to improve in certain areas, but we're top. And if we improve from where we are, God knows where we can go. Keith, it's 3 points. When you look at Arsenal being beaten at Villa yesterday, City weren't great at all today. I watched them away at Luton. Team of the last couple of weeks being Fulham. They've handed out 2 hidings in the last couple of days. But Keith, you know, do you read massively deeply into this like me and Seany do a little bit, or do you just go, listen, roll with the punches? If this is our bad spell and we're still kind of finding our feet with different players but we're still putting points on the board, you'll take it. We just keep moving.
I don't think it's a bad spell. I think it's been consistent with the whole season. I don't think we've been great at all this season, but we've been getting wins. Now, we've been doing it against the odds. Like, we're getting early in the season, we're getting red cards all over the shop. We're playing games with 9 men, 10 men, and we're scraping out and grinding out results. What I think at the moment is that Liverpool are the team in a building mode. And I would rather be getting the points and where we are now, while in a sort of a build, rather than maybe where Arsenal are or City are, where, like, City are on a dip here at the moment. How long it lasts, who knows. I don't think it'll last long. They're too good for that. They've too many good players, but they've had a dip. Arsenal, I don't think will get much better than they are at the moment. That's my own opinion. Others will disagree, but that's my opinion. I don't think they'll get much better. Whereas Liverpool are definitely will get better because the performances aren't great. But what we're seeing with them is this sort of mentality monster show from a few years ago where they don't really believe that they're beaten at the moment. That game yesterday was deplorable. Palace were very defensive. I don't think it was the right game for Darwin Núñez to play, personally. I think if you're going to play against the bleeding double bleeding lot of four playing in a low block, I would have played Gakpo and let him sort of roam and try to find little pockets of space rather than Núñez, who does his best work off the shoulder with a bit of space to run into. So that's what I wouldn't have played Núñez in that game, or I wouldn't have started him at least. I thought we were poor in the game, but it's been sort of consistent. That was extra poor, but it's been a little bit consistent with how we've been for the last while. But I don't care about that because I believe that we will go on a run where the performances will improve as well and get the results. So I can see Liverpool. Look, put it this way: if we can get past the Newcastle game on New Year's Day, top of the league, after getting results against some of these other teams, can't ask for more. I don't care how we're playing, because nobody remembers the games that Man City scraped through, which they have been. You know what I mean? Over the years, there's been times when they've absolutely scuttered through games. They don't remember Manchester United when they were dominating league titles, scuttering through games. Arsenal when they were in league titles, scuttering through games. So teams always do that. You just have to get the 3 points, and I know it's boring. We're used to the swashbuckle, but we're just getting the buckle.
Yeah, but if, like, Keith, you go back to you're in a building kind of situation, right? Is that where the nervousness from people comes? Because if this is Liverpool 3 years ago and we're in this position, you're going, do you know what? We haven't really played well, but I've confidence that we're just going to go on now and absolutely pour our foot down. Whereas this team, I'm loving the amount of points we have. I'm loving some of the games we've played. I'm loving some of the performances we've had. But it's like you said, against deep-lying teams, not that we run out of ideas, it's just like we don't seem to want to put our ideas forward. But we might do something and see what happens. You know, the sort of is that where the worry comes from, I suppose. It's just where this team is at right now and what you're looking to do this season. Because that's what you're looking to do this season, is win the league now, Keith. There's no two ways about it.
100% you're looking to win that league now. I just think with this team, like there's a lot of improvements that can be made. And a few years ago when we were winning the league, you had, your Henderson, Fabinho and Wijnaldum midfield. And that was your midfield. It's very rare players would be coming in and out. You had a three up front and very rare players would be coming out. So there was a consistency to the team. What we're seeing now is the team is changing all the time. We're losing someone like Jota, right? And Jota, in these games, I think Jota would have been ideal for any of this low block shite, because anything that'll sniff around the box, Jota would be onto it. We're missing Jota at the moment and we're still getting the results. We've got options. Like I said, I wouldn't have started Núñez. I'm one of the biggest Darwin Núñez fans around. I wouldn't have started him yesterday to start Gakpo. Would Gakpo get you a lot of goals? He might not, but he'd be a different type of player. So I think the options that this Liverpool have in a rebuild are better than they maybe were before. But maybe that goes against the consistency that you're changing. Like yesterday, we start with Endo, Szoboszlai and Gravenberch in midfield. The week before that, it was trio. Do you know what I mean? So there's a constant chop and change to the team, but they're getting it done. I think after Christmas, if we get players back, and it has been a very stop-start, you know what I mean? I agree, by the way, with what Seany said about Trent. I think last year when they switched and done this, it picked up poor form. We were in poor form, and this was something that sort of got us out of that, and we went on a run. I think this year it's stifling us. So I don't think we're.
It's stifling you because the two players you went in beside last year in Henderson and Fabinho were out of ideas and we're out of physicality, we're out of everything for me. Whereas he's going in there now, and he's a fucking brilliant player, but he's going in there now, and when you look at like Gravenberch and Szoboszlai, they're looking to. He's nearly stepping on their toes as to what they're trying to do. Whereas he was stepping in and doing stuff for the other two last year. Do you get me? But look,
like McAllister wants to do a similar type of thing. McAllister wants to get on the ball if he's going to play deeper and play the passes and try to knit things. Trent will do them big, long, whipped passes all the time. But I agree, do it from right back. Or if we're going to go back to a 4-3-3, if he's going into midfield, they were on the right side of a tree or something like that. I just think this maybe is stunting us a little bit, and I think there are definitely answers and options as we go on, that we'll find in the squad. But I just think it's one of them. We are where we couldn't have asked to be better placed going into the Christmas period than top. Do you know what I mean? None of us foreseen it. The optimists in us did not foresee this, so we can't ask to be any better than we are. So let's just wait and see, get through this sticky period that we have coming up. Big games, a lot thick and fast, games are flying in. Try to get through them without injuries and things like that, because look, injuries fuck everybody up. But you just have to get on and do it. And we've had our fair share of big injuries as well. So, you know, for the season so far, I think we've probably been above par, but than what the expectation was before the season.
Yeah. Why Stasino? I hope I've put that right, because it's just a lot of letters. Super Chat says our players fit a 4-4-2 was in their opinion, with Trent as a right midfielder and Diaz as left. Szoboszlai, McAllister midfield, Gomez a right back. Trent reminds me of Beckham, with obviously the ability to hit balls and stuff like that. And thanks a million for the Super Chat, and thanks to the other Super Chat earlier. But if you want to get a membership instead of the Super Chat, that's fine. Get in there. We've 8 shows coming up this week on the members feed, and they're just some crack, especially the morning ones. They're off the wall, bleeding mad. But there's 8 coming this week. There's nearly 30 a month. So if you want to do that, please do so. But Emma, I'm going to bring this one to you, because I want to throw a different little angle at you. Jono says, Arsenal grind out wins, a sign of champions. City grind out wins, it's what champions do. Liverpool grind out wins, lucky and fragile. The year we won the league, we won 12 games by 1 goal. It wasn't flashy. Emma, does that come back to where Arsenal and where City are, in their progression as opposed to Liverpool? Because people that say Arsenal aren't as good as last season, but they've a year of experience. City are City. Is this coming back to just where their progression is as a team compared to theirs, and that's why we're being kind of looked at different?
It's probably that, combined with the fact that Liverpool have completely changed their midfield, and people still probably want to doubt it. But I think what we've done is you can't kind of say how hard it is to actually change a full midfield in the summer and be where we are now. I'm absolutely loving the fact that we're having this conversation. We're still not going to say we're not happy, but we're not playing the way we want to play, and we're still top of the league. Like that's, to me, that's unbelievable. Yeah. I think, look, I'm used to it now since the mid '80s. Like, everybody wants to have an extra go at Liverpool. Like, they're held to a different standard to everybody else. And we always get it in the neck from everybody. It's just because of United to a point kind of do now as well, because they had their 90s and their 90s and whatever, and we had the 70s and 80s. So we're generally always held to a higher standard than other sides. In terms of everything that Seany said, I fully agree. We spoke on this coming up to the end of last season, coming up to the transfer window opening. Gav, you said it, I said it, that we felt that, and others probably as well, that if we've got in the midfielders that we wanted to get in, we would assume that Trent would go back to right back. And I think he does. But to Keith's point, where he said he wouldn't play Nunes yesterday and would have started Gakpo, I think there's probably games where you do play Trent in that role, but it doesn't have to be every single game. And they're too close together. I think he's taken away from Szoboszlai's game. He's turning Szoboszlai into Henderson by being in there. He's not giving him breathing room. We're too close to each other when we're trying to pass the ball to each other in there, and all it takes is for somebody to nick it off your toe, and then all of the midfielders are ahead of the ball instead of behind the ball. But yeah, I think Trent back to right back. Go back to the way it was. We have the legs in midfield now. Stop suffocating each other, and I think we see much. I thought we started the game yesterday really good. We moved up. It's the quickest I thought we've moved the ball in a long, long time. And I thought, here we go. But another false dawn. I've thought that in other games. And I think what happened was we got frustrated that we weren't able to break them down up top. And we said, right, well, hang on, maybe we'll stay off them a small bit. And then that's what got them back into the game. I felt a little bit sorry for Endo yesterday. He was getting an awful lot of stick because the ball was coming to him. And yeah, it's Will Hughes, is it? He had a Joe Linton transformation yesterday. He is a forward, isn't he?
No, he's a
Well,
midfielder.
no,
No, he's a
he was
midfielder.
always a
I thought he was
midfielder.
was he?
Yeah.
Well, I thought, Jesus Christ, where's this
Linked with
come from?
Liverpool many moons ago as
He's a
well.
big
I thought he
Liverpool
was.
fan.
He's a big
Thought he
Liverpool
was
fan.
excellent yesterday. But literally every time Endo got the ball, it was pressing.
Yeah.
And I don't think Trent being in there helps, because you're lacking an out ball then if Trent is out on the right hand side. So look, there's a lot of I think there's a lot of improvements that can actually come. And the good thing is that, like, we're top. It's not like we're having this conversation and we're 8th or 7th. Do you know what I mean? So it can only get better. And Keith is right as well. We've had our fair share of injuries. Jota has been injured. You had Diaz, obviously, with his dad thing. You had other injuries around it. I'm happy as Larry. I just want to see the performances improve and start enjoying them. It's very difficult to enjoy a game like that. And by the way,
it's hard
for
to
anybody
enjoy when they're
saying
shy.
that because they went down to 10 men, that's the reason we won the game. I think we were winning that game anyway. We beat Newcastle when we only had 9 men. I think we were going to wear them down. They weren't ever going to keep that up for the full 90 minutes. 10 men, 9 men, 12 men, whatever. I think we were always going to get back into the game. Maybe not win it, but we were always going to get back into the game. And by the way, Joel Ward should have been sent off for his tackle on Jones in the Salah goal.
Yeah,
he literally launches himself at him.
Yeah, and it was a horrible tackle, in fairness. Centurion says, Seany always kept us to a top 4 challenge, but we have to capitalise for a title challenge at our doorstep. That's also a fair point.
Look, now, listen, I don't tell anyone how to fucking support the club.
No, you've been. Look, I think in fairness to you, you've said, lads, with what's gone on this summer, the midfield overhaul, and bits and pieces, and the bit of unrest because of players that left, I don't think they were expecting to. You said, lads, get back in the top 4. It's a really good building block for going forward, the age profile. But if it comes down to it, like, Seany's not going to turn around in March if we're fucking 8 points here and going, oh, well, I just still want top 4. Like, that's, you know what I mean? He actually gets what he wants. He gets top 4. He just ends up being number 1 in them 4.
Yeah, look, it's not about blade. It's just, that's what I saw. Like, I'd imagine that's what the conversations around fucking the AXA were when Klopp was setting out a stall at the start of the year, saying, look, we'll get back into the fucking top 4 and go far in the Europa League. And I reckon that's genuinely what it is. But goalpost move, like, it's opening up now for Liverpool. It is opening up. And again, like, it's a lot easier to have these criticisms when it's not gone well. Like last year, we were shy for large parts. Like, honestly, we were terrible to watch. It was fucking, we out of ideas, we'd no bodies. Everyone knew what the problems were, and we couldn't do fuck all about it. We're here chatting about new players implementing the system. Klopp is still tweaking and toying with what's going on. Like, again, I'll say it again. It's fucking 3 games in 7 days and 9 points. Can't ask for more than that. The game against Sheffield United, like, just one of them, an away game, away to a fucking newly promoted side where we've been shy last
new
year.
manager bounce as well.
Yeah, new manager, the whole fucking kit and caboodle,
The whole
shoot
bingo
gallery.
card, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. And you get 3 points, and then you go to what is supposed to be a bogey round, and you get 3 points. Simple, like, you can't ask for more, but, like, you can turn around and say there's more in the tank, and that's a positive thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, if we were, like, fucking in the red now and fucking look at, did anyone watch Newcastle today?
Yeah,
bent, their legs are
absolute
gone.
deuce.
Yeah, they're like a bleeding boxer in round 12 that's after being slapped around for 11.
Yeah, exactly. And we're still feeling our way around new systems, still trying to fit new lads in. We're missing, like it can't be maintained enough. Andy Robertson for me is a fucking huge miss because he's such a good left back that he's a transformative left back. It just goes to show this is the kind of longest period we've missed him from nearly since he came into the team, and it shows. And I'm very harsh on Tsimikas. He's done okay. He's just not Andy Robertson. It's the difference between needing 1 and 2 touches to get the ball under control and whip, or else playing it first time and setting us on away. And that's just how good Robertson is. And the sooner he gets back, the better. The front 3, they've all got more goals, and the front 4, 5 all got more goals in them. Again, games like the week, midweek, and today, or yesterday, and the week previous, we missed Jota. We missed Jota away at Brighton when he wasn't available. Look, it's fucking green shoots all over the place. green shoots all over the place. Again, Allison comes back early, and I'm sure we'll remark on it
Oh, well,
later.
I'm just going to go on to him in a minute, so don't do
Stupid,
it.
no, but like stupid levels of us taking for granted the quality of the players that we have. And again, you're seeing the best of Virgil again. And again, you just a few little tweaks here and there, and you can just move Trent back to where he was. And I think it's going to be fine. I genuinely, like, I'm not overly concerned about the lack of performance. I wait points over performance fucking 10 times out of 10, twice on a Sunday. For me, not a fucking bother, especially this time of year. And that's just the way it is.
I think now Robbo is affecting Diaz as well.
Yeah, I think that's a fair shout. Yeah, I do think that's a fair shout. But I think, if the way I look at it is now, going into and we've big games, like we have United and we've Arsenal in our next 2 home league games, right? We've a West Ham quarter-final in there. But I think the way it's fallen now, and nobody is out there going, Liverpool look like they're leggy. Nobody's saying that. What they're saying, and I'm delighted at that, because if we looked leggy and this was happening, I'd be going, this is a big worry. We're leggy in fucking December, but we don't. We look like we can overpower any team in running wise. It's just the finicky bits of what we're trying to do. And if that's the only issue we have, i.e., do we do something with Trent? Do Sobs get more out of Sobs? Like, should we be trying these different avenues? That can be worked on. That's grand. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like we've fallen into a nice little thing here where we basically have a week off before we come out like madmen against United, right? We play West Ham. Perfect. Keeps the momentum going during the week, quarter-final. And then right before Christmas, bang, Arsenal at Anfield, which is going to be a massive game. We have Burnley away. Then I think we've Newcastle at home on New Year's Day. So there's huge games, but I just think it's fallen nicely, especially that win in Europe that allowed us to kind of, a free-for-all here on Thursday. It just gives us that bit of time now for players to just go, breathe, right? There's been the international stuff, there's been games. Breathe now, let's work on this, let's work on that, and go for it. Now, Seany nearly ruined it, but he didn't. Right, Keith. Allison Becker. Somebody, I heard on the show yesterday, Chris saying that somebody commented on Twitter, this cunt fucking recovers like Wolverine, right? And then he comes back in and you expect, a bit rusty, he's out for a couple of weeks. Nah, he's just making jokes of a save all over the place. Like that one in the first half. Yeah, man has no right not to be scoring that. And how he gets his hand up to it, saves it, comes back out off the post, and you're like, how is he doing this? The one at the end he makes as well, which is actually offside, but the BT decided, they decided that they're not bothered by that because BT were a disgrace yesterday. But Keith, like seriously, we talk about players and Andy Robertson this time, this fella is a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, keep saying that. I think we're doing this once a month now.
It's crazy, this fella, because I thought he'd be gone for a few weeks. When he goes down against City, you're thinking a lot of travelling with Brazil.
They were saying United at home. That's what they were saying.
Like
another week.
But even that was an optimistic. There was,
they
were saying that was optimistic to even get him back for them. And he comes back in yesterday. And what I was more interested in yesterday, the saves are great. But I was just his kicking. What's his kicking like? What's his, is he able to? Is he holding back around? And he wasn't. Like he was fine. It was like he'd never been away. But he is a difference maker. And if I've said it before on different shows, when you've got a keeper like Allison, it's as good as having a Salah. You know what I mean? It's as good as having. It's no point having, let's say, fucking, if Chelsea go out and sign Kylian Mbappe, it's no good having Kylian Mbappe if they've got bleeding Robert Sanchez back there throwing in goals and being an absolute hologram. It's no good having, I was going to say Rasmus Højlund, but he doesn't score goals. But it'd be no good having a player banging in goals and having Andre Onana in the. Do you know what I mean? Like, so we have the elite forward. We've elite everywhere else and most of the other areas as well. But we've got the best of the best in goal. Like, people will. You can say, I think, right, he is probably the best keeper I've seen, right? And people would say, Peter Schmeichel. Peter Schmeichel made howlers all the time. People seem to forget about Peter Schmeichel making ricks all over the place. Loads of keepers make mistakes. This fella is, maybe it's because he's better looking than the other ones, exception maybe a Buffon.
Schmeichel's a wanker as well.
Yeah, he is a wanker. But there's been like some great keepers down the years, but I worry now what happens when this fucker retires or leaves or wants to go back and play in Brazil. or Saudi Arabia come knocking on his door, because he will be a hard man to replace. Because in games, something with goalkeepers, a goalkeeper can have nothing to do. Relatively like Allison, yeah, I don't think he was overly worked yesterday. You know what I mean? Like Palace huffed and puffed, but ultimately they didn't really do that much, and he still pulls off that save in the, what was it, the 100th minute or something.
The one at the end, yeah,
and I know it is offside. I think if it goes in, it'll be ruled out.
Yeah, no, he is. He's a yard offside. Your man's a yard offside when the ball's played.
He still has to make that save, and he does make that save. And the thing I love about Allison, and I'd said this about Ramsdale before, I find when Ramsdale makes saves, he puts the ball back into stupid areas. When Allison makes a save, he's getting it as well as anyone can out of the danger zone. So he's not palming them straight down for a tap in. Do you know what I mean? Like that save yesterday, he's getting it around the post. Do you know what I mean? Like even the first half, he gets enough on it that there's a scramble, but that he's in a position, or Trent is in a position to get on and get it cleared. So he's excellent at doing that. I just think when you have a keeper like that, I think Aston Villa, one of the reasons Aston Villa are so good is because they've Emi Martinez in there who has big balls of steel as well. And
he's really
he
good
doesn't
for them,
he doesn't let shit get to him. And Allison is like that as well. He can make a mistake and he'll just brush it off. I think he's exceptional, and like the best keeper in the world by a mile. Like the boy a fucking mile. I don't even know who the second best is, because I haven't seen Oblak in a few years, who I would have said would be up there. But he is far and away the best goalkeeper in the world. Yeah. And I'd throw a name at me because I don't know.
I'm not going to. Davo was good. I heard Davo was good and go. Emma, you know, obviously delighted that he comes back yesterday for a couple of reasons. One, he's in goal, and that's nothing against Caoimhín Kelleher. Caoimhín Kelleher's done absolutely fine. You know, I blame him for one of the Fulham goals, but other than that, he made a big save at Sheffield United. He's done absolutely fine. But one, he's in goal yesterday, and two, his first game back is in United. Because no matter how good you are, when you come back into a big game like that, all it takes is one fucking shaky moment in it, or one bad kick, or a save that should be easy and he makes it look difficult, and all of a sudden the crowd get on him, and the crowd, and I'm not even talking about United's crowd, I'm talking about Anfield going, oh jeez, he's only back, is he alright? And it can feed through the team. So getting him back yesterday
happened already.
Is brilliant. Go on, what?
That happened already. Remember the year we beat Mourinho? So I think he's out at the start of that season, and the United game's his first one back. Remember he makes a mistake and Lingard scores.
Yeah.
That was his first game back. Then everyone
he's come back first game for a United game.
Was that 18, 19, 20?
I think it was when Adrian played the first 5 or 6 games or something, didn't he?
Oh, did he come back at Old Trafford in the 1-1? Is that what you're talking about?
I remember him just being out for a period of time.
That's the start of this league winning season. We draw 1-1, Lallana scores. Like, maybe that is Allison's.
It's Rashford that scores in that game, though.
No, it was Rashford. No, it was Lingard. It was Lingard who scored, nearly sure.
Wow.
Could be wrong.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is it probably wasn't the 1-1 game, because Rashford scored in that 1-1 game.
Oh, it was another period he was out then, another period. But Emma, I think it's big getting him back this season this week, with just getting a game under his belt before we go into United, because now there'll be no talk about it. He's just back. That's just Allison. Do you know that way?
Yeah. It's massive. And look, we're never going to rush it. He was 100%. If he wasn't 100% fit for yesterday, he wouldn't have played. So I know from a WhatsApp group I was in, somebody was saying like, oh gee, like he's kicking the ball and all. He doesn't look like they're not going to play him if there's a chance that he's going to have a reoccurrence. He was literally 100% fit yesterday, or else he wouldn't have played. And it's just as well. I don't think there's, and I don't want to say I don't think Kelleher makes that save. I don't think most goalkeepers make that save yesterday. So it is great that we had him back for that save. I'm not dogging Kelleher because most of the keepers in the Premier League don't make that save. I don't want to be going all Gordon Banks, Pele on it, but like I don't know how he got down to it and got it up. And Keith's right. One of the most impressive things about Allison is his recovery after making the initial save. I think the best example of that was against Newcastle. Was it Almiron? Shoots, He saves it, goes down, gets up and punches it clear. And he always gets it. I don't think I've ever seen him put it back into the feet of anybody. And a lot of goalkeepers do that. But yeah, look, he's hands down for me is the best goalkeeper in the world. One-on-one, shot stopping.
There's no even doubt about it.
I think the only weakness to his game is penalty shootouts. I don't think he's great at penalties. I know he saved a couple, but in terms of in-game goalkeeping, he's head and shoulders above everybody else.
I think so too. Look, we always seem to talk about every couple of weeks. We go through Allison, how good he is, and it's just what he is. Do you know that sort of way?
Do you know what it does as well? Sorry for cutting across you. It gives a reassurance as well to the defence.
Yeah.
That he's behind you rather than somebody else. Again, not dogging Kelleher, but it's that kind of when you know that he's behind you, you've got that extra.
And not even that when you know he's behind you, that's perfectly I'm with you. But it's the opposition when they look at it, and it's Allison as opposed to any other goalkeeper. If you put, was it who was your man that had the first chance? Lerma, was it? Yeah. If that's against anyone else, he's probably thinking, I'll just put this in. Whereas he's probably, it's coming across with this fucker's in goal, I'm going to have to bleed and do something. But it doesn't. But Seany, and look, it's brilliant to have him back and just stay fit for the rest of the season. That's all I'm asking. Seany, couple of players. You mentioned Joe Gomez, who came on. I agree with you. I think he was excellent. He just went in, right back. He looked comfortable. He was winning his tackles. He was getting forward, intercepting. He was getting beyond Salah and stuff, trying to get balls in the box or whoever's out on the right. I thought he was absolutely excellent. But I'm going to bring you on to Mo Salah, Seany, because we're not going to cover every player in this team. But I'm going to cover Salah and I'm going to cover Elliott. Spoiler alert. But Seany, Salah gets the goal, 200 up for Liverpool. He's done it in a stupid amount of games. And when it makes you go back, Seany, and look at the record he has and many goals he has and assists he has, it's hard not to laugh at Seany. It's actually stupid.
He's just an output machine. He's an output machine. I think he's actually sort of his season so far is like sort of a picture of how Liverpool's season is going. Like, performances aren't great, but the numbers are superb. Like, I don't think he's lit the wall up really. There's not been many games you're looking at. Fucking hell, Salah was unbelievable, but he's just always there. He's always there. I wouldn't even be giving him that goal, to be honest with you. If I'm being there, I know it was going in, but I'd say he'd rather get the fucking 200 against these cunts next week. Yeah. But what can you say?
If he doesn't score it, it's a penalty, and he's taking the penalty.
He didn't score it anyway.
Yeah, well, there you go. Exactly. There you go. Look, talking shit as usual. But look, listen, I don't know whether we have another 6 months of Salah or another 3 years, but fuck me. Like, we'll never see the like again. And in the same breath as you mentioned Allison and replaced him, like, what the fuck are we going to do when this fella goes? Because his numbers are just off the charts. But it's stupid at this moment. Like, he's the greatest winger to ever play in the Premier League. I don't think it's fucking debatable.
No,
like,
he's 200 Liverpool goals. He's 150 goals in the Premier League.
He's on that list now. He's on that list now, and he's the only winger on the list.
Yeah.
Like, let's call a spade a spade. He's the only winger on the list.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Tells you everything you need to know. He's a joke. And in terms of his creating as well this year, like, just look, fucking, I love the fucker to death. I backed him last year when he was getting a bit of a leap. It was coming in on top of him. But again, look, if he just trots on the way he is this season, you're going to turn around and say, "Well, not great, but there's 25 odd goals, 30 goals, and 20 assists, and off your plot." And that, like, do you realise how stupid that sounds? Do you realise how fucking stupid that sounds? And I don't think I'd be talking out my hole if I said that. He's a fucking joke. I really hope the club now do what's necessary to hold on to him for another few years. Because I
feel the decision needs to be made on him ASAP as to what's going on with the contract. And I don't mean that in the sense of let's start rocking a boat and start doing contract talk. I mean privately saying to Mo, listen, you're 32 now, is he? 32. You'll be 34 when that contract's up, 33-ish, 34. But we're willing to put 2 more years on this. We're willing to put 2 more years on this, and this is the deal we have. Do you want to go with it? And privately see what'll happen and get it out of the way and just come out and announce him. 2027, we're all fucking on board. I think that's what they should do with him, because I just think he's...
Yeah, I want him to retire at Liverpool as well. And something nobody's mentioned really, he's got a bit bald, didn't he? The old hairline is going. I noticed it yesterday. I love the fact that he's getting out at Liverpool, but look, the older he gets, just put him closer to the goal. You seen yesterday, he's just there. He's just there. I'm in WhatsApp groups, people saying take him off. No, you never take him off, even if he's not doing it, because if it drops to him, it's fucking Mao at the end of the day. He's a joke. I love him. Our greatest player in the Premier League era, bar none. Simple as, not having out otherwise. Just it is what it is.
So I think he's shot at big money anywhere other than say Saudi, right? Putting that aside, is his last it's the contract that he signed with us. I don't think he gets a move anywhere else for more money than what he gets at Liverpool. So then it's a question of is he after a legacy or is he after money? And I think he's more of a legacy player. Like somebody said there, he's going to go for rushes. I think he's probably up there with Rush in terms of numbers. I know he hasn't hit Rush's numbers, but we have to wait 20 years. Like Seany says, we'll never see his likes again. It's a high probability that we have to probably wait the same length of time again before we see anybody with a goal scoring record similar to Rush or Salah. But I think the only fear you have of losing him would be to Saudi, because I don't think anywhere else pays him that money for the age he is now.
Yus says here, this is a joke actually, this puts it into perspective. He says 41 more goals will put him in the top 3 for Liverpool of all-time scorers, 37 more league goals, and he is the Premier League's fourth all-time scorer behind Rooney, Kane and Shearer. That's outrageous. So 37 more league goals, and he will be only behind those 3 for league goals scored.
I think that's why he stays at Liverpool, because I think what Emmet said there, does he go to Saudi Arabia? Because the likes of your PSGs and all, they seem to be moving away from the throwing big money at the big superstar, the agent superstar. I think he's looking at it, and I have the numbers here. So he's 5th in the Liverpool all-time scoring charts. So yeah, Billy Little 28 goals ahead of him in 4th. He'll catch him, right? No doubt about it. Gordon Hodgson is 41 ahead of him. And Gordon Hodgson scored his 241 goals in 377 games. So I'd say Mo was looking at that saying, I've got 50 games to get 41 goals and beat his record for the most goals in the fewest games. And then if he gets to that, he's only 40 off Roger Hunt. So there's targets, tangible targets for him every step of the way. Now, if he stays at Liverpool for 6 more years, he might get to Ian Rush. I don't think he will, because I think the goals...
He'll be about 48 then.
Yeah, I think the goals will dry up. Do you know what I mean? He's 146 off Ian Rush. It'd have to be him.
He's not being that.
No, he's not. That's a joke. 346.
But the others, I think the others are attainable. Do you know what I mean? And as Seany said, he's a winger. He's a fucking winger. He doesn't play in the centre. He plays on the wing. He's going to smash records all over the place, and I think that's why we have a chance of keeping him. I think he would rather smash records, try and win titles in Europe at Liverpool, than go to Saudi Arabia and play in front of 85.
But let's face it, he's an extremely rich person, right?
Oh, he's an extremely rich person. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So,
you know what I mean?
It's not like he's short of a few bob.
Well, but none of them are short of a few bob, but loads of them went to Saudi to get all that money anyway.
I actually think what's changed is, and I don't call me cynical, I reckon when they came knocking in August looking for him, he was probably thinking, look, I don't know whether this Liverpool team is going to kick on and win major trophies again. Honestly, he probably felt that way, and he was probably in his mind going, what's it going? Mane's gone, Bobby's gone, and the fucking it's changing again. But I'd imagine he feels different now.
I think
he said so himself after the game.
Yeah, and I was going to get to that, Emma. I was going to come to that, Emma, and I'll come to you with it, because as much as we look at like his goal scoring records, his assists, like the amount of goal involvements when you add them all up is insane, right? And then you look at the influence he has, because like look at Erling Haaland, 50 goals, quickest man to ever get to 50 goals. I think he does it in 40 games or 42 games or something like that, and he's a machine. Right, and if he stayed at Manchester City, he'd probably be the top scorer in the Premier League of all time, right? But when you look at Erling Haaland, he's a young man, he's scoring loads of goals, and that's what he is. But what we have with Salah here is a fella in his early 30s scoring an awful lot of goals, Emma, but he's becoming, and I think this is for a few of them since the summer overhaul, he's becoming a real leader, a real idol to people. And you've seen that after the game yesterday. Like, Harvey Elliott just can't stop banging on about him. Right, Harvey Elliott scored the winner in this game, and we get on to him in a minute. But he can't stop banging on about Mo Salah, and Mo Salah's just there going, "Yeah, I tell him he's going to be deadly. You know, I tell him to do this, do that, keep going, do that, blah 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 blah." And if he needs anything, to come straight to me, and I'll tell him anything he needs to know. You can't put a price on that, Emma. And
No.
if you were to go 5 years down the road and he's 37 and he's leaving for nothing, and people go, we could have got 100, we're going to replace him. It's going to hold on. What he's giving you is way more than the money you may have to outlay now to bring in a replacement. It's just a complete package on and off the pitch, Emma.
Yeah, and he said, like, it's we haven't, you know, we've not seen this. Oh, he didn't smile when he scored that goal. Like, we don't see that anymore. With me, I think he's content with where he is. I agree with Keith. I think he stays because, like I said, I think he's more about legacy than he is about his bank balance, and which is already massive as it is. But yeah, he what a player for Harvey. Look, Harvey's never going to have his pace, but what a player to look up to. What a player to learn from. What a player to have around the place, even when his legs go, even if he gets to 36, 37, he'll still be giving you 10, 15 goals a season. He might not hit the heights that he hit before, but he's still a valuable player to have in the squad. And he is, I think he's probably part of that leadership group that they talk about now as well, isn't he? I think it's probably Van Dijk, Trent, and then Salah in terms of
Allison's there as well.
Yeah. But yeah, look, he's unbelievable. He doesn't, and you know what? We say he's unbelievable, but he doesn't get anywhere near the praise that he should from
He
the
will when
football
he's gone.
public.
He will when he's gone.
I think if you
There's
listen
plenty
to
of people
people
getting it now. That
Yeah,
are nowhere
but
near him.
if you listen to people that actually talk seriously about football, forget all the fucking idiots that are out there that, you know, throw themselves out there for fucking attention. If you actually listen to people that speak, you know, seriously about football,
Jorginho said that.
He does get the
Jorginho said it
credit.
during the week. Jorginho gave an interview during the week about basically saying how he said basically since he's arrived back in the Premier League, he's been the best player. Simple as that.
Yeah, I think, and someone mentions there, Robertson is part of the leadership group as well. I forgot to mention him. But Seany, come to you first, Harvey Elliott, because, and the reason I'm coming to you first is because we've had so many discussions over this. Right? Yeah. What's he doing? What's his role? What's this? What's that? And, you know, we were kind of a little bit skeptical of him last season. Can he impact? Is he physical enough? Is he this, that, and the other? And we've said it this season. Look, you said it. You know, he's blown me away. Like the difference in him.
Yeah, he's making me eat me Mickey.
He was. And I hate saying this because people will be in the comments afterwards going, "Oh, I suppose you think Harvey Elliott was great when he come on." He was outstanding when he came on yesterday. Along with Curtis Jones, by the way. He was outstanding for a 19, 20-year-old to come on and go, do you know what? Fuck, everyone chill out. Let's get this fucking ball moving a bit quicker. Let's find a few fucking gaps. And then he just takes the ball off Salah and goes, give us that. And goes by a fella and doesn't lash at it. Just goes, I'm putting her in the corner and puts her in the fucking corner. He's coming on brilliant, Seany, but he's going to be a sub forever for this team because, like, he could knock on the manager's door, but the manager go, I'm putting you on for 25 minutes every week and you're bleeding running the show. Relax. But he's been excellent, Seany. And it's brilliant to see. It's brilliant to see a young player coming through and taking control of a game. Control is the wrong word, but taking the initiative in a game and going, we can do this, come on. And pushing older, more experienced players on with him.
Look, listen, I was here last season going, look, lads, I'm sorry, he's not a midfielder. And fairness to Keith, he was saying, no, I do see it with him. I genuinely didn't, but like his cameos this year have been fucking sensational. And when he started games as well, he's been good, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But you're not just seeing what he done yesterday, shifting the ball and whipping in the near post. The assist, he gets the assist away at Luton as well. He stands the ball up for Diaz. But his walk rate is, you can tell his game intelligence is a little bit there. He's making it difficult for opposition midfielders to move the ball. I actually think he's being managed perfectly. It reminds me a little bit of Pep's handling of Phil Foden, where it's just, there's no rush with this kid. He has the ability and he has the talent, and I'm just going to play him every week. I'm not going to burn him out. I'm going to throw him in and out. I can know where I can use him. I can throw him out on the right if I need it. Now we know we can deploy him in midfield and the right or left side at 8 because he's very comfortable with the ball. He comes on yesterday and he changes the game. He dictates the tempo. The whole right side of the fucking pitch yesterday when he came on with Gomez just lit up, And I tell you one thing, you can tell Mo Salah loves playing with him as well.
Yeah.
Because watch his goal. Watch what Mo's doing. Mo knows where he's going because he goes, he's either going to get me this ball or I'm going to make space for him to move into. He's fucking brilliant. Like, he's made a real case for himself to start the game next Saturday. And that's I think that's the best compliment you can give a player. Like, Saturday is a huge game in terms of stature. It's Liverpool United. If that starting 11 comes out next week and you see fucking end of Szoboszlai Elliott, fine with me.
Yeah.
I think he's been fucking class. And as well, I'll give a shout out to Curtis Jones as well. I thought he was deadly when he came
Brilliant
on.
when he came on.
Yeah, I think Curtis Jones has been fucking excellent this season as well. Two players who I thought myself, I don't see them as midfielders. Again, Mickey on a plate, mouthful of it, because shows I know fuck all. And this is why these coaches are paid top whack. The trust in him is unbelievable. He's not getting a big love in off the media either, which is a bit mad to see. But like, that's a technical goal out of the top draw yesterday. That's as clean as a strike you'll see. Now, I helped that the fella that day put on goal no arms, but like,
that was a benefit, alright. Yeah.
But come here, you say that you talk
see-
shit, and go on.
I seen a blade, man coming out the bench is like a blade. A fella you see standing in the back of the pub and the only way is Essex or someone has never seen this country life, like, you know.
It was his first game for Palace. It was his first Premier League game.
Yeah, his first game of football ever. But no, it's a great strike. It's a great.
Yeah,
strike.
well, it was a brilliant
Like
strike.
you say
there that you talk shit, and these fellas are paid massive money, but Pep's not walking around triple XL champ. That's all I'm going to say. Keith, you know, I love the way those two come on, and maybe I'm not like Seany makes an argument for him to start next week, and I don't mind what we put out next week, but all I want next week is when we go out there, I want the fucking ground to be on wheels, and I want their team to be like, not like lunatics in lose your shape. I want us to be intense on top of them, and once I'm telling you now, you outwork Manchester United and you beat them. Simple as that. And they're not hard to outwork either. Their goals you conceded yesterday. 4 minutes in, 4 fellas just watching a fella wander down the wing with it. 2 centre halves, one doesn't want to kick it and the other one doesn't want to mark. And I'm like, lads, if we just dial this up to about 8 out of 10, we'll destroy them. And there's an argument there for it. But Keith, the thing about yesterday was, yes, Palace were tiring. Yes, they were down to 10 men. But with Jones and Elliott, what they were doing was they were picking up pockets of space, and instead of going, I'll push it to the fullback, they were trying to move into areas and they were trying to commit Crystal Palace players. And once you commit them, then everything opens up, because all it needs is a bit of a wall pass, wherever it is, and then you have Salah, Nunez, Diaz, whoever's around you, Szoboszlai, whoever, and I know all of them went on the pitch at the same time as Jones and Elliott, but that's what, maybe they don't need to start, maybe that's what you need at times. But they're both becoming brilliant, Keith. They're coming on when you're winning because they work hard and they keep the ball, or when you're losing because they will directly go at teams and commit them. I think they're excellent, the two of them yesterday, Keith.
They were brilliant, yeah, 100%. Couldn't agree more. And I think it's a sign that sometimes, you know, we criticise young players when they're not, and I'm more talking about Curtis Jones here than Harvey Elliott, when they're not at the level of other, you know, wonder kids. They get lashed over it. And people say, Curtis Jones, he takes too much out of the ball, he holds on to it too long. And look, valid criticism, but he's holding on to the ball, but he's getting us from A to Z. He's skipping B, you know what I mean? We're moving quicker up the pitch with Curtis Jones on the ball. And I think it's brilliant for his development. And he's still only young. How old is he? 22? Curtis Jones?
23,
23 maybe. I don't know. Yeah. He's young and anyway, and it's great to see him in there.
He's younger than you,
Harvey Elliott, well, probably the same age.
29 you were, so.
But he was excellent when he came on, Curtis Jones. But Harvey Elliott's just...
22.
You can tell Harvey Elliott. Yeah, Harvey Elliott's just the type of player that just so intelligent. Match of the Day done a good analysis of him last night, surprisingly. And they were saying about him creating overloads all the time. So 3v3 on that right side, and Elliott's just sticking in there as the spare body all the time. And he's always looking for the ball, and he's always clever with the ball. He doesn't rush things. He's fucking amazing with the ball. You know, he doesn't... Maybe last year he was trying to force a few things, but he's getting that out of his game as well now. And I just think he's a player that has so much potential. And I think now that we're in the era where you're playing 6-7 minutes of injury time at half time and you're playing 10, 8-10 minutes injury time at the end of a game. I heard it somewhere before, and they're saying, like, if you're telling Harvey Elliott, look, you're not going to start, but you're going to play every game, and you're going to come on at 60 maybe in every game, and that'll give you, won't just give you 30, you'll probably get 38. Do you know what I mean? 37, 38 minutes to impact that game. But you're doing enough in that 37 to change. Because I think he's changing games all season. I think all season he's coming on and he's been absolutely brilliant in games. It's not just yesterday. He's doing it all fucking year. He's coming off the bench and he's making things happen all year. And I think that's the seller for him now. Klopp could say to him, listen, you'll get into I'll start you hold on to your place, and then you might be out. Or, not that this is a conversation, but or you're the first taxi off the rank. Every time I'm looking for a change in midfield or attack, you're coming on and you're going to play 30, 35, 40 every game. You'll take that. Coming on against third legs, he will find the gaps. He will find the holes in teams.
But that's where the rush isn't. That's where there's no rush, Keith.
Yeah.
If Harvey Elliott goes through this season and Liverpool play 50 games this season and Harvey Elliott comes off the bench 50 times and plays 35 minutes each time, Harvey Elliott goes into next season as a 20-year-old or whatever it is, going, I fucking shitloads of experience. Now the next step is I start games and I play the first 60 instead of the last 30. And it's all about progression. I don't want to get to the stage in 12 months time where we go, Harvey Elliott is fucked. They've ran the bleeding legs off the shoulder. I don't care how fit he is. I don't care how young he is. That intensity on your body at that age is not good.
Fulham, isn't he? So it's a lot. But I think one thing is he doesn't score that many goals, right, Harvey Elliott? And I think that's what's keeping him maybe under the media radar for the love in, because I think Cole Palmer, for example, is getting a lot of attention, England call-ups, because really he's scoring goals. He's a good player, but he's scoring the goals, and I think that's maybe the highlight for him, whereas Elliott doesn't get the goals, and maybe that's keeping both. Yeah, long may it last.
You played mad anyway, England, English media, fucking Gareth Southgate. Do you think Gareth Southgate's gonna fucking pick a 5'4", 5'5", tricky, flashy, technical player who might actually bleed and give him a horn? That's give it over, will you? This fella's a bleed. Leave Elliott where he is. He's flying.
Leave that bleeding country.
Seany hit the nail on the head there. Elliott's probably played up until the start of this season, probably played too much football for us. We should have been playing him this way the last couple of years since he signed. But because we had two midfielders that were fit for the glue factory, he was forced to actually play more games than he probably should have. And I'm delighted with how he's playing, and coming on. He's been absolutely excellent. People are calling him Harvey Fairclough and saying about David Fairclough. I think he's a hell of a lot more technical and technically gifted than David Fairclough was. But it's high praise for such a young player. And yeah, look, the Foden thing that Seany said is exactly the way we should be handling him.
And Foden is probably, would Foden be 4 seasons in now at City, realistically? Yeah. And he's still one of those where you go, I'm not too sure he plays. You know what I mean? He's left out for quite a bit when you look through the games he played for the season. He's a brilliant footballer. He's a fucking brilliant footballer. But if you look at the percentage of games he plays, it's probably steadily rising. But there's still a fair bit where, although
you'll go through periods where he's not
where
playing.
You mightn't see him. You mightn't see him start for about 6 or 8 games. But look, overall, it's a win. It's 3 points. It's top of the league. It's a dead rubber on Thursday. It's United next Sunday. West Ham, then Arsenal. So it's a big period, and then Burnley and Newcastle before Burnley to see out the year, and Newcastle to start 2024. And overall, I think we've covered it where we can make adjustments, we can improve, but it's not a fitness thing. It's a technical thing we're trying to do, and the technical thing is the hardest thing to do, especially when you bring in new players around all over the place, and the team is changing a lot due to injuries and maybe dips in form between one or two players. Before we go though, does anyone want to throw out a sausage of the week? Anybody? Can I go first? Because Michael Owen done an interview and I swore to Jesus he was acting the bollocks. I thought it was for what you call that, children in need, or one of these, one of these red nose days, right? And he was doing this, but it's not. It's actually real. So Michael Owen, with the most serious face I've ever seen, and the intensity, I've never seen intensity in an interview in my life, where he says he has the bravery as a youngster to throw an apple at a bin which is 6 meters away. And I was like, How big is his fucking bedroom? 6 meters. That's 18 foot, you mad bastard. But he had the bravery to throw the apple because you know what could happen? The apple might not go in the bin, but also the apple may hit the wall and leave a stain. And he had the bravery. It was absolutely off the bleeding
What was
wall.
this in? Like, not that context makes this any fucking better, but what context?
I don't know. I don't even know who he's talking to. I just seen him saying it. It was absolutely insane. I sent you a thing of it. I don't know. Is it? It could be one of those high performance podcasts.
It's not the high performance, but it's that type of shit, isn't it?
Yeah. Comic relief.
It's real bleeding Alan Partridge, isn't it? It's what the fuck is he on about?
It's Sam says Michael Owen made that apple out to be like a shotgun the way he was carrying on. Yeah, that's what it was like. Anybody else want to throw anybody else? Because I think
I had Ian Dark, the stream I was watching it on yesterday. Ian Dark, he's more famous for being a boxing commentator. He should stick to boxing. Some of the things that he said yesterday, like Nathaniel Klein, who Klopp signed for Liverpool. No, he didn't. Klopp doesn't like the half-12 kickoffs. It's not too bad this week. Palace have played on Wednesday too. It's after European games that he really hates them. Well, there's actually a rule in football now that you don't get to half-12 if you're playing European games. And he says, Andy Madley, he's over at the screen for their first penalty. Yeah. And he says, Andy Madley, he's looked, the goal won't stand because of the foul on Endo. What goal? It was a penalty he was trying to fucking rule out. He just was all over the shop. And he had, what was your man that played for Ireland? Matt Holland. He was on co-coms as well. Wasn't too much better either. That's Tommy, because of the whole Joey Barton thing. Even the lads get it fucking wrong as well, Joey.
Yeah. Tommy C says, I hope everyone at Old Trafford was all right because he did notice a fire drill at Old Trafford on around 80 minutes yesterday. And he hopes everybody is okay after that. Keith, anybody want to throw in before we go?
No, I think your man on TNT, I thought the TNT commentary was a bleeding deplorable set of lads. Your man Fletch was absolutely heartbroken when Andre Ayew got sent off yesterday. Couldn't believe it and absolutely carried on like an absolute gimp for the rest of that game. The way he made out, if you didn't see the game, and if you watch the game, I love watching the game back and seeing without the sort of risk or whatever of how the result goes. He was talking some absolute scutter. You know, he was absolutely shite. So I put him down. He hates Liverpool and anyway, but I'd put him down as a sausage of the week, definitely, the way he carried on. Like as if, by the way, Roy Hodgson not far off him as well. Did you see his interview after the game?
Yeah. That's who I would have probably.
Yeah, it's nonsense about Virgil on the first yellow card. Virgil van Dijk got him a yellow card. Rio Ferdinand said it in the commentary. Oh yeah, I used to do that all the time. Players are doing that since the fucking dawn of time, Roy. Do you know what I mean? And Fletch thought this was a hard one. The carry on of them was just off.
Do you know what Hodgson should know that he's alive since the dawn of time.
But it's not even like your man is that the pundits and the commentators do my head in. So I try get the American feeds, to be honest with you, and sometimes just turn the telly down. But what I don't get with all this is why do people just disregard what the rules are? They literally go, I have an argument here. I want to make the argument, so I don't care what the fucking rule is. Like, if Andre Ayew makes that challenge on Harvey Elliott and is not on a yellow card, he would get a yellow card and everyone would go, yeah, he stopped the break, it's a yellow card, right? But he actually goes and blocks a free kick, gets a yellow. And then that one is a yellow. And it's like, yeah, but hold on, he's on a yellow. I don't think it's a yellow because he's on one. And I'm like, no.
Ferdinand said he shouldn't have given him a yellow because he's already been
he's already on it. So basically, you can't get 2 yellow cards now. Yeah. If they go by their rules, you cannot get 2 yellow cards because he's on a yellow. You can't give him that. I know it's a yellow card. It's a yellow card for him over there if he does it without a yellow, but it's not for him. You know, the sort of way. So you'd be all running out going, get a yellow as quick as you can here, lads, because it's a free for all.
They give you a second one.
They just disregard rules for the sake of an argument. It's fucking mad.
I think our man Fletch had a bit of a shit fit when the 10 minutes went up on the board.
Yeah.
But then after Liverpool scored what was the winner, he was saying that there should be more time added on. So, which is...
I don't know, boys, like, because, years ago, Sky and BT, or, like, what would he call it? ESPN, they were years ago, like, made that money off advertising. You know, like that's where the bread was for them. Now, they make massive money on engagement on X and on Instagram or whatever else it is. And the only thing that causes engagement is when the likes of Liverpool are in these things where you can cause debates in the comments, because like the shite I seen Arsenal fans coming out with yesterday is absolutely fucking bonkers. Like the conspiracy gear they're coming out with.
Yeah, they've decided now that the PGMOL have decided to award the Premier League title to Liverpool.
Yeah,
year.
like
big fans of ours.
I can't get away from sausage of the week though, boys. It was between one or two people, but that little wank pheasant, Bruno Fernandes.
Coward. Fucking coward.
Do you reckon he does it on purpose?
Fucking sure as the fucking sun rises in the morning, he done that on purpose.
It wasn't like a tackle, it was dissent. He knew what you're getting with dissent.
He's a pissant. He's a fucking pissant. And you know what? He may as well not have played last year. Remember, Badgetis just fucking walked around him.
Yeah, he quit on that game, didn't he? He
was begging to come on.
But they handed him the club captaincy following that, remember?
Yeah, because nobody else would fucking take it. That's the truth. And again, going on that, Ten Hag offers fucking Pogba the captaincy, and Matic is coming out last week saying the fella's late every day for training. Yeah. Another spoofer. Another fucking spoofer. But this fella absolutely dialing it in. What a fucking prick. And if you're a United fan who turns around and says, Bruno's the only one we have, you're a bigger fucking prick for letting someone like that. Or he's a shyhawk. An absolute shyhawk of the eyes. I can't believe, honestly, when I didn't know that a yellow would see him out of the game. Honestly. And
it was Emmet that said it to us yesterday.
He fucking knew, but didn't he?
But I had a game on and it was what? Yeah, man's actually a really good commentator. He's one of them that I really like. He used to do the
Ian Dark, is it?
No.
That's me.
Emmett's friend.
He's very good. He used to do the match of the day. He used to do the match, but he's at the getting a gig, I think, for NBC or something, one of them. But anyway, I like him. I always like him when he's on, right?
I think I know what you're talking about.
He turns around and goes, Bruno probably, you don't know, probably thinking to himself inside there that he's happy he won't have to make the trip down the N7 or something next week. And I was going, what, is he out for that? Is he missing for that? And then I seeing Emma's joke, and I was like, hold on a fucking sec. So he had to get himself booked. It wasn't even a fucking tackle. I was going, oh my God, weak as piss, softer than baby show. Yeah. Honest to God,
100%.
He's a fucking. He's an arse.
And they all love him. They all champion him, and he's their captain.
And the funny thing is that now you say it, because I didn't know what he got booked for. I thought maybe he threw himself into the tackle. He was getting annoyed. But if he's getting done for dissent when they're 3-0 down, and he knows, because he knows how many bookings he's on. He knows it. And he knows if I don't get booked today, I'll play at Liverpool. I might get booked at Liverpool and miss whatever game it is. But he knows where he's at. So I'm actually on board now with Bruno Fernandes getting a yellow to avoid going to Anfield. To avoid, as club captain of Manchester United, trying to bring his team into Anfield where they were fucking annihilated last year. And instead of standing up and going, lads, we have to be better. Let's go out and show them that we weren't as bad as last season. He decides, I'll take a booking. Lads, best of luck. Authorities on Monday. That's off the bleeding wall stuff. We have to go. I'm sorry, lads. I know you're having a lovely time. Keith, anything else before we go?
No, nothing else. I enjoyed that. Loads of sausages of the week. Brilliant. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
I was at the Fulham game last week. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, go on.
Tell you about it another day.
Go on.
Cold. Fucking freezing it was.
I'll talk to you during the week.
Freezing cold, loads of goals. Happy days.
Emma, anything else before we go?
No, all good. I was at the Brentford game. That was also freezing cold.
Yeah, but
Anfield is freezing.
Keith was at the original Brentford game, so real Brentford doesn't matter.
I only went to the Brentford game because Keith said he went to.
It's such a good game to go.
I wanted to experience it.
Yeah.
Was his name outside the main stand? You know, like
talk about it still. Yeah. You talk about it in the pubs around the stadium.
Was here, written in Tipex on the main stand. Yeah. Before we go, and I will come to Seany in a second. Before we go, this week, myself, Pete, and Phil are back tomorrow night with the 3-topic show. If you haven't listened to last week's, go and listen. It was mental. We have got Premier League chat during the week. We have the reaction to the Union game. We've the reaction to the United game. They're on the free feed. And then across the week on the member stuff, we've 10 a.m. every morning. It's the 30. It's just a bit of football and a load of random stuff. And of course, the Telegram Chronicles, which is going down a tree. They're great. And we also have the tribute show coming up. We have a couple of the title shows, episodes 4 and 5 coming up in that. So there's about 12 shows across the week. I think 7 or 8 of them are members. 4 of them are on the feed, along with this one. Shawnee, I have a question to ask you. Someone on Twitter, I could get it up on here on Twitter and show you, but I can't find my phone. But basically, they said, is Shawnee horny yet? And this is about
that Mutale, was it?
Yeah, Mutale, that was his name.
Yeah, he
Man
asked,
from Essex.
Yeah, he said that, yeah.
And but he said, just ask Shawnee, is he horny yet? He listens to this in his car every morning. So Shawnee, are you horny yet?
I'm hornier than a horny thing from Hornyland.
Wow. Horny 98. Get on it.
And the boys are talking about all the games and all video that, but I was at the Microsoft Excel World Championships in the convention centre.
In the Dalby, down on the Dock Road. Right.
They're naming the Excel ring after him.
What?
They're naming the Excel football ring after Shawnee. The Shawnee Lawson ring. That's what it'll be next year.
I think Shawnee's frozen. I think he's asked us, are we going out for a game? I think he's frozen. We'll try our best, Shawnee. We'll try our best.
He's looking to go out for the Man United game next week, Gavin. I know you're a hermit when it comes to that one.
I'm not on United games. I can't do United games.
Mission slip signed off.
Have you got it?
You signed off, are you?
Yeah.
I have me football club's Christmas party the night before, and then me podcast Christmas party.
I like it.
Yeah.
We might get Shawnee back in here before we finish. So you've made
the last time me and Keith watched a United game together, it didn't end well.
That's right. We watched it with Matt and Ryan's last year, and Ryan's the Scutchery Blade and 2-1.
Jesus, yeah.
When we were stinking the gaff out.
Yeah, that wasn't good. No,
that wasn't good. But we'll make up for it this time.
I'm not sure if we... Oh, lads, just have me head wrecked now. The two of you going to watch that together now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Nova.
Break the habits of a lifetime.
No, I can't. United games, I can't. Because, you see, if we lose, I'll be like, fuming. But if we win, I become...
just upend Eddie Rockets if we lose.
Listen, those three aren't allowed Eddie Rockets anymore. Remember the last time we went in, Keith was rubber. And he's like, what do I have it? Yeah, I'll have that. Yeah, great. And he just
don't think I paid for it either.
What?
Absolutely. Don't think I even paid that day.
You
I think I'm banned them an outlaw.
Did you? That's not right. There's main menus and fucking any desserts going.
I was worried that my picture would be up behind the tail doing our serve this deviant if he comes in again because he left without paying.
Live streaming from the pub. Loads of people have said this. I think we should. No, we're going. Look. I'll tell you what we do. We'll promise you this. Before the season's out, we will try organise somewhere in Dublin to watch a game, and after the game, do a live podcast after the game where we'll stream it on the internet, but people in the room will be able to be involved as well. I promise that will happen between now and the end of the season. Hold on, Shawnee's coming back because I couldn't leave the show without Shawnee being here. Guest 3, Shawnee. There he is. He's in the green room. He says he's in the green room. This does this on me all the time. Let me see.
A nation holds its breath.
Yeah, guest has muted himself. It says he's muted. Now he's frozen. No, I can't do it, Shawnee. I can't do it. I can't. Right. That's been it. Shawnee's trying to organise drinks for next week. Anyone interested, get on to Shawnee, let him know. Keith, listen, best of luck getting that Excel course. Yeah. Shawnee is the champ. And Emma.
I know the champ. Champ.
Yeah, and listen, Emma, next year, you never know. It could be your year. You just need to sprinkle a little bit more inspiration on the people you work with, and next year could absolutely be your year. Join us tomorrow at 10 a.m. for the 30 for an amazing edition of the Telegram Chronicles. I promise you it's going to be an amazing edition because I'm literally reading all the messages from the weekend in the Telegram.
Well, you said the weekend doesn't count. It's
I was lying, and I'm going to dramatise them anyway, so it's going to be great. That has been it. Talk to you in a bit. Love you all. Over and out.